This tutorial is on twisted stitches. Stitches can get twisted when you put them back on your needle after dropping one, or maybe after frogging a bunch of stitches and mounting a few of them incorrectly. A twisted stitch has a little twist at the bottom of the V. You can see here the bottom of these V's have a little twist versus here there's a little space at the bottom of the V. This is a normally knit stitch. Here's the twisted stitch. Here you can see a row of stitches knit correctly. There's a nice little space at the bottom of each of these V's. Here you can see a row with a twisted stitch in it. You can see the twist at the bottom of that V. So we're going to knit along and see how to correct a twisted stitch as we go. These stitches have the leading leg in the front, so we're just going to knit them normally through the front of the stitch. This stitch has the leading leg in the back. So we can just twist it around, and now the leading leg is in the front and we can knit it. Now we have a stitch with the leading leg in the front, so we'll just knit it. Another stitch with the leading leg in the front. And now we've come to another stitch with the leading leg in the back. We could twist it around, but an easier thing to do is just knit through the back of the stitch, and that corrects the problem. Now that stitch is mounted correctly. Here's another stitch with the leading leg in the back. We'll just knit through the back of the stitch. Now it's corrected. So that's how to correct a twisted stitch as you go along. Sometimes though, you might notice a few rows back you have a twisted stitch. So you can correct that by getting over to the row that your twisted stitch is in. Here's our row, and now we're just going to unravel the stitches down to that twisted stitch. Now we just untwist the stitch and then pull the stitch back up the ladder. We can use a crochet hook and just grab each bar and pull it back through the loop, climbing up the ladder. If you want more information on how to do this, you can check out the tutorial Dropped Stockinette Stitch or Dropped Garter Stitch. We'll grab that last bar and now mount the stitch back on our needle. Here we've just mounted it backwards. So we can just flip it around, make sure our leading leg is in the front. And that's twisted stitches and how you can correct them.